The ways data are stored and shared can affect how tribal nations make decisions about the control of their information. This is known as database management. Generally speaking, when it comes to data sharing, there are 3 database management designs to understand: centralized, decentralized, and federated. In centralized databases, all collected information is copied, then stored in a single digital place. In decentralized databases, the data and all decisions about what data look like are made locally. Federated database models sit in between these two. The data stay local to where they were collected, but look similar to the other sites where data are stored.
So a centralized data storage system is this idea that the easiest way to make sure that your data exists in its completeness is by having it under one administrator in one central place. So you know and can keep track of the data at all times using a very small amount of people, right, or resources.
One benefit of a centralized model is that the informatics and the technical stuff is all in one place, right? If things happen, the system is down, somebody is there to fix it.
And there are some benefits to tribes in the fact that they don't have to worry about managing their own data. That means that they don't have to hire personnel to oversee the server system. They don't have to have a server system in the first place to be able to store the data. The centralized system also helps harmonize the data, which means that it's easier for an individual to make sure that that data and other data match.
So, in a centralized model, each tribal nation can send its data to a single place. The data for each research study or tribe are stored separately, but can be easily integrated into a single data set to ask a scientific question. But there are also challenges in centralized models. Centralized systems rely on duplicated copies of data that may become outdated if something changes. In addition, although input from tribes can be incorporated in a centralized model, it takes a lot of time and effort to align the needs of everyone into a single system.
The data will be housed locally by each nation or organization and be connected in a secure manner so that it can be accessed in other places.
Each particular tribal nation, for instance, or indigenous group or community can decide to house their own data in one unit or location with their own consent preferences, and then decide to share across other individuals or communities' nodes or locations.
There are also challenges with decentralized models. It can be more difficult to ensure that the data from all communities are consistent, particularly when each group has its own way of organizing it, not to mention management complexity. Staff and equipment are also needed in decentralized models to store the information. And in a decentralized model, a lot of the burden of regulation is put on the community when a request for data is received.
Federated system using the analogy of libraries is the idea that you can have lots of different libraries that allow loans between them. So if you're interested in a book that's found in one place, but your library doesn't have it, another library can come provide you with the book so you can access the material that's found inside. Federated system gives more control to the tribe. Tribe knows that my data is in the room next door. If I don't want people to access the data, I can simply disconnect it and that's the end of it.
Each system comes with unique benefits and challenges, but the experience of someone accessing the data would be similar.
You may not notice any real difference in the way that data transfer works. The ability to move data, assuming that your connection across systems is fast enough, would be pretty seamless under both models.
With these technology solutions, tribal leaders can safeguard their data and give tribal nations more control over it in a manner that honors our traditions.